Hi, my name is Anita Wallace and I'm chair of the Lymphedema Support Network, and I'm delighted to introduce you to someone that I've worked with for scarily nearly 20 years, Professor Peter Mortimer. He's the LSN's Chief Medical Advisor and leading lymphedema specialist both here in the UK and overseas. Hi, Peter, you're certainly prepared for our first question, which is very topical. We've been told that having lymphedema does not mean we are at greater risk of catching COVID-19. And if we do get it, the lymphedema won't make it harder for us to recover. But I've also been told that I'm more at risk of getting infections like cellulitis. Now, I don't really understand how both these things can be true.
Well, good morning, good evening, good night to everybody. And I've got the mask on to make the point about COVID. And the first point is I can't hear what I'm saying, so I don't think you'll be able to hear what I'm saying either, because consultation with masks on is really tricky. So I'm going to take this off and hopefully I can be a little bit clearer now. In fact, I've started wearing a visor because it's a little bit more friendly and patients can see what nasty expressions I'm making. Anyway, be that as it may, with regard to this question, I think if we go for a little background first of all, of course, the lymphatic system is the body's main defense system. It's meant to prevent us from infection. So for example, if you have a cut and infection gets in, after the skin barrier, the first defense system to come in is actually your lymph system. You know, if you get a sore throat, the lymph glands come up. So the lymphatic system is very involved in fighting infection. But if you've got lymphedema, there's no reason to believe there's anything wrong with your lymphatic system except where the swelling is. So for example, if you've got a swollen arm or a swollen leg, there's no reason to believe that any infection that gets in through the respiratory tract is not fought as effectively as in anyone without lymphedema. So we're told and we know that cellulitis is a big problem in patients who get lymphedema. And cellulitis is an infection of the skin and underlying tissues that is quite common anyway, but it's particularly common in lymphedema. About 50% of lymphedema patients will get cellulitis at some stage. And the reason for that is not because their lymphatic system generally is a problem. It's not a reason that their immune system is at fault, except in the vicinity of the lymphedema and where the cellulitis is. And the reason for that is to mount an efficient fight against any infection. Cells have to move efficiently down to the lymph gland, and it's at the lymph gland where the infection is recognized and the defense systems are mounted to fight the infection. And that problem goes wrong in the vicinity of the lymphedema, but not in the chest or respiratory tract. So in answer to this question, lymphedema patients are not any more at risk of catching COVID or getting more severe COVID, because that's a respiratory tract infection, if they have lymphedema of an arm or a leg. The only caveat to this would be if there is a lymph problem actually in the chest, and that's very rare. So there is no reason to believe that lymphedema makes you more prone to COVID or makes it worse.
Thank you, Peter. So basically, the immune system is damaged in the area where you have a swollen limb, and that doesn't affect the whole of your lymphatic system. Is that right?
That's correct.
Thank you very much. Thank you.